411 miles on a single charge. That is the official number Volvo puts on this ES90 single-motor extended range, and if it holds anywhere close to real-world conditions, it changes the conversation about which electric flagship belongs on your shortlist. The configured price on this Aurora Silver show car at the Salzburg Motor Show is €85,940, roughly $93,700. The question is whether the ownership experience justifies that figure or whether the Audi A6 e-tron earns the same money with fewer compromises. From 3 steps back, the ES90 does something unusual for a car built on an SUV platform. It looks like it belongs lower to the ground than it sits. The shoulder line runs unbroken from the Thor's hammer headlights to those vertical brake light strips flanking the rear glass, and the drag coefficient of 0.25 makes this the most aerodynamic Volvo ever built. The 22-inch 5-spoke aero-design wheels in diamond-cut gloss black fill the arches without overdressing the car. I expected the fastback profile to stumble at the rear, but the hatchback tailgate gives it a stance the old S90 never managed. The moment you open the door, the cabin feels deliberately calm. Volvo's Nordico Anthracite upholstery is soft but not slippery, and the birch wood strip running the width of the dashboard anchors the interior in something organic. The 14.5-inch portrait touchscreen dominates the center console, and that is exactly the problem. Changing the fan speed requires a screen tap. Adjusting the heated seat requires a screen tap. The volume knob is the only physical control that survived, and I wish Volvo had given us more. The driver's seat hip point sits surprisingly low for a car this tall. The 9-inch digital cluster reads cleanly. The panoramic glass roof floods light across the cabin, and the Bowers and Wilkins 25-speaker system with Dolby Atmos on this ultra trim delivers spatial separation I have not heard matched in any i5. The comparison that matters for daily ownership lives behind the steering wheel, and this car wins it. Move to the rear cabin, and the ES90 gets complicated. Legroom is genuinely limousine-level courtesy of the 122-inch wheelbase. But the floor sits high because of the battery pack underneath, pushing your knees upward with almost no room to tuck your feet under the front seat. I sat back there for 5 minutes and kept adjusting. In the A6 e-tron, the rear seating position feels more natural. The rear seats recline electrically, heated as standard, but the geometry is the one thing I would change about this car. Open the hatchback tailgate and you get 15 cubic feet of cargo space. The i5 offers more volume, but what helps here is the aperture, a wide square opening that swallows awkward items a traditional saloon boot would reject. Fold the 3 individual rear seats and capacity reaches roughly 26 cubic feet, though they do not fold completely flat. The underfloor compartment fits the charging cable. The frunk under the hood is barely a cubic foot. 329 horsepower from a single rear motor. 354 pound-feet of torque. Not a fast car by segment standards. What it is, by every account, is exceptionally composed. The 800-volt architecture is the real headline. On a compatible DC fast charger, this car adds 186 miles of range in 10 minutes. 10 to 80% takes 22 minutes. That is faster than the A6 e-tron, faster than the i5, and considerably faster than the EQE. €85,940, roughly $93,700. The fastest charging electric saloon in its class, an interior that outclasses most German alternatives at this price, and a rear seat that asks you to forgive the one thing Volvo could not engineer around the battery. I think most buyers will. The charging speed and range together solve the 2 biggest anxieties people carry into an EV purchase, and no car in this segment solves them faster. If that matters more than a perfect rear bench, the ES90 earns your shortlist. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe for more content just like this. Leave a comment below with your thoughts or questions. I read every single one. And don't forget to click the bell icon to get notified about my next upload. See you in the next video.